Good morning, Western Slope. Happy Thursday. I'm Dalen Brazelton. Let's talk about your weather. Folks, wake up and smell that smoke, because that is exactly what we are seeing this morning in the Grand Valley. Of course, as fires rage all across Colorado and parts of Utah, we're seeing a large amount of smoke being poured into the valley. But hey, it's making for one heck of a sunrise at the very least. We're seeing relatively clear conditions in the valley, although that smoke is going to pose an issue for the rest of the week. We're also hanging out relatively warmer than we usually are, almost seeing 80 degrees to start this morning here in Grand Junction itself. Want to give a big shout out to everyone who is going back to school this week. We'll have a look at your bus stop forecast in just a little bit, but we are seeing that red flag warning being extended throughout the rest of the week as we are approaching 100 degrees for the day here today. Now, for that bus stop forecast, ooh, it's the great return, everybody. Getting those kiddos out the door to 74 degrees this morning. Very warm start to the day, but don't worry, it gets worse. By pickup time, we're seeing 100 degrees. Triple digits expected for that 3 p.m. hour, with wind speeds going to be pretty consistently in that double-digit range, in the mid-teens for the afternoon as well. That's part of this red flag warning, folks, is those high wind speeds indeed, and it's really picking up in the afternoon. Right now, though, we're waking up to 77 degrees in Grand Junction. Montrose seeing 70 degrees, with Nucla and Paonia relatively similar conditions as well. Delta in those lower 60s. Gunnison seeing 46 degrees. Meanwhile, Moab over there at a very warm 73, very much so. Opposite temperatures on opposite sides of the state. Now, for what you can expect for your day here, we're going to be seeing those hundreds heading our way around that 3 p.m. hour, like we were saying, but we could be seeing it as early as 1 o'clock, pushing onwards for your day. A little bit of cloud coverage expected throughout the day here, but not really much, and nothing that's going to be shading us from this insane temperatures that we're seeing for today. For that dog walking forecast, we got Jake hanging out with us here all week long. And I got to say thank you to everybody who's been emailing me photos of your dogs. It has made my inbox lovely to open. Now, we're going to be seeing mostly clear conditions all day long. Like I mentioned, that wind speed is going to be picking up throughout the day, and then we've got a relatively warm start to the day with those low 70s turning into low 80s, and then before noon even kicks off, those 90s are here, folks. So if you want to take your dog out for a walk, 1, keep in mind that smoke, and 2, maybe get an earlier start than normal here, because we are seeing an uptick in allergens as well, as weeds are in that moderate category. Grasses and mold, well, that's in that low section here, but with those higher wind speeds due to the red flag warning, we will be seeing those kicked up maybe a little bit extra for today and really the entirety of this week. Now let's talk about that red flag warning. All across western Colorado, we are seeing this fire weather warning in effect until at least tomorrow evening, and we could be seeing it extended throughout the weekend. It's pushing so much so towards the east that the Front Range is seeing fire weather watches, and then beyond that, air quality watches here. And then we're also seeing possible flash flood warnings happening in southeast Colorado as well. Things are definitely taking a turn for the worst right now as far as the weather is concerned. And we're seeing that also reflected in the smoke. Over the course of the next 12 hours, the Turner Gulch fire and that LaRue fire, well, it's going to be pushing smoke all the way north of Aspen. And then those fires to the north, well, that's really going to be aiding with that heat potential as well, as we're still seeing that kind of developing around the region. Now, as we take a look ahead at that Discovery Auto Group 7-day forecast, folks, expect triple-digit heat today. We will be slightly cooling down over the course of the next several days, but only by a couple of degrees. Montrose, slightly cooler, seeing those warmer conditions here, hanging out in the mid-90s today and then starting to slowly push down, hopefully back to the upper 80s, where just the slightest chance of some dry thunderstorms may occur.